we're joined by Australian Border Force Commissioner Michael Outram. I'd like to thank you for your time to attend the IFCBAA 2024 National Conference here in Cairns. It's a great opportunity to hear from you, and thank you for your time and for your presentation. And unfortunately, the last one from you, which is it was great to have you on board, and we wish you all the very best. But I'd just like to touch on a couple of the themes and comments that you made in your presentation, and one of them was the regulatory reform, and especially the regulatory sandbox.
Yeah.
And I think that's it's an important development for the licensed customs brokers and the freight forwarders to try some of those new ideas, new ways of doing things. So why is it important for our members to be aware of these changes that are happening now and into the future?
Well, firstly, Adam, who is here with me, is on Customs Advisory Board, and we use that sort of mechanism to generate the ideas about where we can change the regulatory environment for the better. Now, we're not industry. We don't have the experience that your people have every day. Your people are experiencing things. I'm sure that someone will be thinking, this is crazy. Why did the government do it this way? And, we need those ideas being pushed through. So through those forums I listed, including the Customs Advisory Board that Adam's a member of, we want those ideas to come forward, so we can then translate them into trials that we run in the sandbox. And the sandbox gives us agility. We don't have to keep on going through regulatory changes and through ministerial submissions and cabinet submissions and government processes. We can run trials in a very agile way. And if they work, then we get into the process around translating that into regulatory change.
Yeah, so to actually give it a test run before seeing the pros and cons and whatnot before putting it in. Now, I guess that leads into board and modernisation as well. And tomorrow, I've got Ashley Bell joining me on stage to discuss trade modernisation and industry stakeholder. What risk do you see if Australia doesn't look at modernising their border? Is there a risk of Australia falling behind other economies or other countries if we don't go down that path?
I think there is. Paper doesn't give us agility. It doesn't give us resilience. So, for example, in a pandemic, like in the pandemic, we were still using bits of paper. It doesn't give us the ability to be really quick in implementing policy changes at the border. Mm-hmm. Whether it's in trade or travel, we still write inbound passenger cards. Yeah. I think, in the future, a fully digital border is essential for our country. It allows us to see what's going on in terms of risk. It allows us to understand where the choke points are in terms of trade. It allows us to change really rapidly. Mm-hmm. Of course, that comes with the flip side. We've got to make sure that the cybersecurity settings are all right and those sorts of things, because the border is so essential. But to my mind, the border is this incredible strategic national asset we have, nearly $1 trillion in two-way trade. Mm-hmm. That's what it's about. Yeah. Now, the foundations of that, the integrity, the security, that's what we do. We bring that to the table, and we can leverage all of that data to do that in a far more automated way. So it's absolutely about competitiveness, keeping up with the rest of the world, making sure that Australia is seen as a reliable partner, that our border is seen as a good, an easy border to work across. But it's also, I think, about risk. Mm-hmm. With the volumes of trade we're looking at, we can't open every container, nor do we want to. Yeah. And we've got to work out, how to get the data from the system and the sensors in the system into our risk engines. And AI and quantum computing in the future will allow us to do that. Bits of paper won't. Mm-hmm. Writing stuff on paper doesn't help us. Somebody's got to then decipher the handwriting, the language. Somebody's got to OCR it. Somebody's got to then convert that analog bit of paper into a digital document somewhere. I mean, wow. Yeah. We cannot run a border like that.
Yeah. Not with $1 trillion of two-way trade. That maybe 100 years ago at Federation you might be able to, but not now. But I guess that also comes back to just the last question for you about the relationship between the Australian Border Force and IFCBAA, and what benefits do you see that both your department and our members derive from the relationship that we have?
Well, huge benefit. So firstly, obviously, Adam, the sort of head of the organisation, engaged with all the members. Mm. And Adam's a very vocal member of our advisory board, and even recently, a concept note that Adam produced and ideas paper around low-value goods that we're now able to share with Treasury and those sorts of things. I mean, that's what we need. So it really does give us not only insights on what your industry is facing, but your expertise. The people in IFCBAA may have really good ideas about how we could do a broad range of things at the border better. Because you're engaging across with other industries as well. So it's so important. And if whilst I've been the commissioner, one thing I've really pushed is the idea that we have to change the relationship with the industry. We don't do things to industry as a regulator. We do things with industry. And sure, there are times where you've got to take regulatory action because people, they cross the line too far. Yeah. And we will have to continue to do that. But most people I engage with industry, they don't want drugs coming in our country. They don't want, their organisation being infiltrated by crime. They want to trade on a level playing field. And we want that too. So we're looking for the same thing here. So by and large, collaboration, partnership, trust, that's where the future lies.
Yeah. Well, I 100% agree, because I think it's a very simple concept. You think of everyone in this room, everyone at this conference here. Our border is our country, and we're the recipients of that work being done at the border. So that relationship is critical. So I'd like to thank you again, Commissioner. Congratulations on your career, and all the best with your future endeavours. And I'd like to thank Adam Butler, Chairman of IFCBAA as well. Just like a couple of words for Commissioner Outram.
Yeah, no, just want to wish the Commissioner well, and thank you for our relationship. I mean, if we look at the last, say, 20 years since ICS in 2005, I mean, straight up, we were well placed up with the trade, but I think now we need to really develop to become more competitive internationally. I would agree. Yeah. And the collaboration that we have now and the level of collaboration enables that. So your department's been willing to contribute in that space with us, and I think when you get the best minds together, we can achieve the best outcomes for all. So it's been really good. So thank you for your willingness, and we wish you well with everything, and good luck.
Thanks,
okay,
thanks
all the
for
best.
The invitation. It's great to be here.
Thank you.